United Cerebral Palsy of Oregon and Southwest Washington has been committed to change and progress for persons with disabilities for over 50 years, striving to ensure their inclusion into every facet of society. Our mission is to advance the independence, productivity, and full citizenship of people with cerebral palsy and other disabilities. UCP provides support to over 360 adults with cerebral palsy and other intellectual and developmental disabilities. In addition, we provide support to over 800 families of children who have cerebral palsy and related disabilities.
To me, community is giving people the opportunity to get out and to get involved and to really get engaged, providing them with that opportunity to learn something new, to succeed at something, or possibly even fail at something.
Community means that I live and work in a city with people who come from a variety of backgrounds.
Anything that gets people out of their home, out of any kind of bubble that's been set up for whatever reason.
Making connections with other families has been the biggest piece of community for me.
Employment Solutions is a business that matches skilled workers who happen to have disabilities with employers who value their contribution in the workplace. Everyone has something to contribute to the workplace. Our mission requires that we find individuals with disabilities jobs that really meet their skills, pays them minimum wage or better for what they do, and gives some benefits to the employers in the workplace. Sam Branazan is a really good example of a young man who's recently gotten a job in a Montessori preschool.
My name is Sam Branazan. I have always wanted a job in the community. United Cerebral Palsy helped me find a job. I work at Roots Montessori Preschool as an assistant. One of my jobs is to monitor the children while they sleep. I also help with stories, songs, snack time, and grocery shopping. The best part of my job is monitoring the children and keeping them safe.
Asking adults who are getting their very first paycheck how they're going to spend their money is a really cool thing to hear about. But that sense of pride is something that makes me very happy.
Supported living is a program that supports adults with developmental disabilities to live in their own homes. With some people, they have employees that assist them one-on-one, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With other people, kind of on the other end of the spectrum, there's staff that may have a phone call once a week, or they may show up at their house once a week. It just really depends on the individual, and that's kind of one of the hallmarks of UCP, is that we really try to cater our supports to the exact needs of that individual. The Community Services mission talks about people with disabilities having experiences within their community and experiences in the community that are rich in relationships and personal choice. For some people, it may mean just simply living in their own apartment and being a part of that local community. Relationships are somewhat of a natural offshoot of community experiences. They kind of go hand in hand. The personal choice aspect, we really value people making their own decisions, having control over their own life. So sometimes when people enter the supported living program, they can really undergo some pretty significant transformations in their life. I worked with one woman who, when she moved in the supported living program, she moved from a group home, and she really just wanted to try out living on her own. There was a really strong drive in her to move into her own place, and after a lot of work, it finally happened. And once she moved into her home, it just kind of kept going. She kept wanting to try more things. And so some of the things that she started doing was to take horse riding lessons and to go to country music concerts, things like that. I think some of the most meaningful times to me are when people grow, they change for the better. Maybe they learn a new way of doing something, or they learn something about themselves and they're able to relay that into their daily life.
As the Family Support Director here at UCP and the mother of a 20-year-old with cerebral palsy, community to me means feeling connected, being connected to other families. Here at Family Support, we provide services to families raising children with cerebral palsy, and the first thing we provide is hope and the knowledge that they're not alone. UCP Family Support assists families in a variety of ways. I'm on the phone every day answering questions and telling people where to go for funding or therapy or any kind of services that they need. And one of the hardest things when my daughter was young was finding out something that I wish I'd known 2 years earlier. So we put out a quarterly newsletter with all kinds of the latest information. We provide funding for equipment. We have parent support groups where people can meet together and share information. And we have a conference that we do every other year with lots of great workshops and speakers and keynotes that provide not only information but also ways for parents to meet and connect with each other throughout the state. The #1 need parents state is they need a break. And most of our families will not take a break unless we give them one of our donated hotel rooms. And then they get a night away and they feel so much more relaxed and recharged and able to come back to parenting with a fresh take. Plus they get to work on their relationship, which often suffers from having a child with high needs. And most of our funding comes through the Walk, Roll, and Run, which we started about 8 years ago. It's a walk and roll around the East Blank Esplanade where families create teams and get sponsors. And then the run was added about 3 years ago, and that's up and down the Springwater corridor. We just have a good time. It's a big party with hundreds and hundreds of families.
My name is Todd Redford. I am the program manager for the Community Inclusion Program, or what we call the Choices Program around here. Our program provides community inclusion supports to individuals with developmental disabilities. Our services are all one-to-one and person-centered. The Choices program provides a wide array of services to our consumers. Our new focus is pre-employment, which provides individuals the opportunity to volunteer and to learn new skills that they'll be able to take to a job. We also provide social and living skills and community inclusion. I think some of our biggest success stories have been taking individuals and following them step by step to really achieve a goal that they've been working on. One individual that we worked with was really interested in completing her GED. And with the support of her coordinator and staff, we were able to get her set up in classes at PCC to assist her in getting there, assist her with her homework, and provide any supports that she needed. By the end of it, she finished her GED, she was actually able to move on, and she's now employed.
My name is Sarah Knight. I am the Brokerage Director of UCP Connections, which is a support services brokerage. At a brokerage, we help our customers to identify their life's goals, and then we assist them to develop a plan to reach those goals, and from there we assist them to take action on that plan. Each customer that we work with is provided with a personal agent, and the personal agent and the customer go through a person-centered planning process to assist the customer to identify their life's goals and then to identify the steps that they need to take to reach those goals and the support or resources that they need to work towards achieving those goals. It is very emotional to work with somebody who feels like they don't have the support that they need to move forward in life, whether that's finding a place to live or getting a job or going to school or college. And the people that we work with do run into barriers and challenges. The thing that is most interesting and invigorating is that every day is different. Our customer base really goes from one end of the spectrum to the other and reflects the community. Every day I show up to work and put on my seatbelt and get ready for the ride.
What have I learned? That I am less than perfect. We're all less than perfect, and I think that's one of the greatest things about working here is that you do learn a lot about yourself. It makes you realize the sort of wide breadth of humanity and kind of what we're all capable of.
I think the biggest thing that the community at large can do to assist individuals with disabilities is just interact. Interact with them as you would interact with anyone else. That's the biggest lesson I learned here. There's no trick to it. There's nothing special you have to do. You don't have to go to school to learn it. Interact with them as you would interact with anyone else.